Get this all going. Oh, that's nice. um. It's a raining. So, I was thinking, and it's kind of scary when I get a thinking, because nobody knows what's going to be coming out when I think. And going off of things that I've been told, wood chips, well, if you have like a small garden, whatever, and you put down wood chips, it helps with moisture control. Alright? Moisture control is a good thing because you want your crops to have your moisture. You know what I'm saying? And I got thinking about it. People throw in wood chips for moisture. Okay, that's a good idea. I agree 100%. Good idea. But, what if? Okay, and this is like a weird, awkward what if. But what if you put in all apple wood chips? Or all maple wood chips? Would that actually change the flavor of your crops? Like, if you use apple wood chips, would that bring in like more of an acidity or something? Versus a maple wood chip, which would bring a sweeter flavor? These are just, questions, ideas, thoughts. I would love to actually sit back and try some of these things, Dude, this needs fixed. Something fierce. But as I'm going at, honestly, I think that would change the flavor myself. Because you're adding in, come on, this has got to make sense to somebody. If you use an apple or wood or mesquite or something like that, you figure it would change the flavor of what you're cooking with or the crops that you're growing. It's kind of, that's an idea though. I'm not saying it's a bad idea, I'm just saying it's an idea. I mean, that much of a change? Oh. If you do banana peppers, the sweet banana peppers, oh yes, I love them. And you use more of an apple flavor to it? Oh, that would be so good. Or if you do the sweet banana peppers and do more of a maple flavor, oh ho ho. I mean, these are ideas. Imagine the sales on it. Just to have that little bit of a sweeter, flavor. Or change the sweetness of the flavor. I mean, these are all just like, in theory, that should change the flavor in my eyes. And I'm highly debating whether I should try it or not. I mean, I'd need 3 different pots. one with apple, one with, you know, uh, maple, and then one with, as a controlled, you know, as a base. And I'd have to water them all the same and do everything with them all the same. Same amount of water for each of them. This is an idea. This is a really good idea though. Because if I can change out the flavor just a little bit on it, I could start like a new brand. Just think of what it would be like. Just saying, in theory. Oh, everybody would love them. Either that or change the bell peppers out. Regular bell peppers. Because, I mean, you put those in omelets. So, can you imagine that extra little bit of maple flavor to an omelet? I mean, I think I'm onto something. And no, I do not have to be on drugs for these thoughts. Trust me. I love it. So, anyhow. I need some opinions on this. You know another thing I need? I need to get through this field a little bit faster. Man. Having a big sale today. I was planning on selling all my silage. I think that'd be kind of nice too. Just to get it done and out of the way. I know I got one person up right now. Tomorrow, I finally get to sleep in. Been getting up early all week. Time for me to sleep a little bit. Get woke up, take a shower, go to work. That's my morning plans. And since tomorrow is, well, I can still say it right now. Since tomorrow's Thursday, that means 2 days left at work. If you think about, like, the past at work, I mean, work goes a lot faster. It's like, where did all this time go? What did I do on all these days? And then it's like, if you think about work when it's happening, it's so slow. And this, well, today we had a couple guys take off, so I actually got to move up in life, do a different job, which was really nice. Quite frankly, I enjoyed it. Change of pace for me. I got to sit back today, but we also had 2 guys off on the crew, so that really hindered the crew. I believe we could have had what we did, that we done today. I believe we could have had done half the time if we just had more people. More hands make less work. Usually. I'm not going to say always because that would be a lie. So I'm just going to go with usually. It's just I've been getting into watching how things are made, watching how things work. You know, it's kind of enjoying to me. And then, due to one of the children's actions, yes, it got him in a lot of trouble today. He screwed up something fierce. We have to change how everything is in the house. It's kind of sad. It really is. As a parent wants, the only thing a parent really wants, any good parent, alright? The only thing that they want is for their children to be better than them. And, I mean, I was having this conversation with somebody else, and we were talking about how children are today and all this. And honestly, the only thing that we of an older generation, like, we had this thing of the American dream. Alright? We had this idea of an American dream, which our American dream is very simple. I mean, it's not to become a millionaire. It's to live and be happy. I mean, is life really that hard? Hey Jody, hey Farmer, what's up? Just like kicking out ideas and everything, you know? But seriously, if you look at it, I believe that the American dream is to be happy. Notice how I didn't say anything about having millions of dollars or having this or having that. No. I don't believe that the American dream is about having. It's just being happy. Being free to make your own choices. That's how I see it anyhow. And I'm very adamant on that. I don't believe that you need to be a millionaire to be happy. I mean, 99% of it, the time, I don't seem it, but I'm actually pretty happy. Why do you... It's like, why? Why do people just want and want and want? It's nice to have your little wants, but quit getting wants and needs confused. And when I was in college, in English class I took, we just had discussions about things all the time. And she said it's not always a discussion, it's an argument. She's like, you need to argue your point and get your point across and be good at it. You don't always have to be right, you just have to be good at it. I'm like, huh. She's like, but don't let people catch you being wrong. Huh. You know what I'm saying? You're 100% right. Hey, Farming Sins, what's up? You're 100% right. Money don't buy happiness. Okay? But like the song says, but it can buy you a boat. And if that boat is your happiness, hey, let it be, you know? H. Harvesting in the rain reduces the yield. So I'll just wait until it dries up. So here's a thought on the whole, happiness. What is happiness? I mean, it's this feeling, but what causes it? I mean, I've heard it from people, oh, children make me happy. And then 2 sentences later, they're yelling at their kids. So are you really happy? I mean, you're yelling at the kids. Well, yes, I'm happy. You don't seem it. Seem rather distraught to me. Okay, be happy for what you got. Good. Good idea. Great idea. 100% behind you. I got a question. Got a question on that. If you're happy with what you got, then why would you want to change anything, and why would you want to make anything better or easier? Also, how can you teach kids be happy with what they got? This is a new day and age. It's all about the next best thing. This is not the day and age that I grew up in. This is not the day and age of what my family's seen. Alright? I was talking to somebody today at work. She has been with the company for 28 years. It's a long time. And me and her were talking, and I said, yeah, I had an uncle that worked here. I don't know if it was actually this name that, that we have now that he worked under, but it was for the same place. There I go, yeah. And I said, yeah, my great uncle. And I said, name my great uncle. And she goes, I don't know that name. And I said, well, he was here 30 so years ago, and I believe that this is his name. And it's like, why do you believe it was his name? Now, I know this is going to confuse people, but I like to have my own place and get on my own, make my own way in the world. That's great to do your own way and have your own life and all that. That is the dream. But here's this thought, okay? This is like mind-blowing. I said, yeah, my great uncle. And this is his name. Well, I think it's his last name. And I said it. And she's like, nah, I don't know that name. And what do you mean you think it's his last name? I said, well, with my grandpa, my great uncle, and, their sister, and I think there was another brother, I don't know for sure. But with all of them together, my one great uncle got sold because the family didn't have enough money to feed all their mouths. So he was sold to another family for food and everything to help out, because this other family, I guess, couldn't have kids or something. I don't know the story exactly. And this is how it was explained to me. That he was sold to a really nice family that was more upscale and could afford having a kid. And she's in her eyes said it all right there. Are you serious? I'm like, oh, you haven't heard half of the stories from my family. And she was like in shock that I said that. And she couldn't believe it. I'm like, yeah, this happened in like the 20s area? 1920s? Because my grandpa was in World War II and it's his older brother. I'm like, I started telling a story. You know, my mom worked on a farm with my uncles. They all had to work on a farm together. And that's how they brought in food. They brought in eggs and some milk for working on the farm. So they actually had something to eat. Yeah, and this is what I learned from. My family was never rich. I think there was two people that was rich in the family that had like several $100,000 in cash. But everybody else in my family, I mean, if you look at them now, they can barely stand on their own 2 feet. How is it if they can't afford a pot to urinate in? Would that be a good way of saying it? Yeah, my family is a very poor family. But you learn from stuff like that. I can take money and make it last a while. Now my thought is I need to get, a side hustle. I really do. It's nice to have all my followers and everybody who supports me on here. It's great. I love doing this. This is my relaxing time. But the only problem is I can barely afford to walk to work because the gas prices are so high. And work's a mile up the road. Yeah, I just hope to get my own place one day. Well, now here's the thought. Here's an honest thought behind that, Jody. To get your own place, let's do the math on this, okay? So what you pay in rent can be a mortgage bill anymore. My neighbors, across the road type deal, they pay more for their mortgage of their house than I do, I think. Hey, Michael, what's up? But they pay more for their mortgage or they pay more for their rent than I pay for my mortgage. Don't forget utilities on top of that. Yeah, the electric and everything. They pay more for all that. So, it's kind of not worth renting. But it's not worth buying a home either because simple numbers. Simple numbers, okay? I'm not even going to say that I'm 100% accurate, but I'm in ballpark. Yeah, it was like 40 today. But I'm not even going to say that I was within the ballpark. I'm going to say that I'm in the ballpark, but not exact numbers. 800 for my mortgage. 300 for gas. So now I'm at 1100. And electric is probably 150. So that's 1250 that I'm paying. And on top of that, I'm not going to count cell phone bills because it's not part of the house or anything, just basics. I think water sewage is another 50, so that's about 1,300. On top of that, you got your trash area. I think that's like $30 a month. I think it's $30 a month. So 1330 roundabout that I'm paying. But I said about my neighbors paying more than me. Their house is approximately 900 square foot. Mine's 3,400 square foot. Minor difference, right? This is just what I'm looking at, you know? And another difference is if something goes wrong here, I have to pay for it. If it's the heat that goes out, I have to pay for it. I have to either figure out how to fix it or pay for it. And honestly, I'm not a handyman. I'm not. I don't know how to do these things. I don't know about fixing a boiler, fixing a, like plumbing or any of that. I have a deck that needs to be fixed. I want all my lines down in the basement, whether it be electric, gas, or water. I want all my lines in the basement redone and done correctly. And I need to find a side hustle to make me some money. Well, extra money on top of what I'm doing. These are the things that I look at now. I never looked at stuff like I do. You know? When I was 17, 18 years old, it's like, who cares, you know? Ain't my issue. Well, now that I'm stepped up into this world, it is my issue. It is my problem. And with it being my problem, I gotta find a way to fix it. This is all reality. And I'm trying to teach my boys reality. And it's like, they can't. I don't know if they're too young to grasp the concept, or if they're too immature, or what it is. But it seems to me like they cannot just grasp this. And it kills me. And then I think back and it's like, I was this stupid once. But the sad part is I had to do chores around the house. I had to learn how to cook. I had to learn how to clean. And today's kids, they just think it gets done. It don't make sense to me. Well, the house was nice and clean when we got here from Daddy's house. Yeah, I know. Your mother did an extremely good job. Oh, so Mommy can keep doing it. No, you're here. You can do it now. Well, why don't you do anything? That's where my patience starts running out. When they do the whole, well, why don't you do anything? And I look at them and it's like, I don't know, why can't you get an 8-hour-a-day job? Kick in that 40 hours a week. Well, Mommy don't work 40 hours a week. Well, Mommy also don't have insurance on you. Yeah. Simple conversations. And then it's like, hey, I tried to talk to my oldest stepson. I call him my son. He's my family now. I married his mother. He is my family now. I tried to talk to him. I got all these books from my mother that... Actually, it's like 8 books. Thousands of pages of reading. And I'm like, I read all these books. And he's like, oh, wow. And it wasn't that, oh, wow, as in, wow, that's a lot of reading. It was, yeah, whatever. I don't care. And I try to get through these kids. I do. I beg to get through to them. And it's like, they don't care. They have no care in the world what comes out of my mouth. And that kind of brings out the demons. Everybody's got those demons that fights off the sadness. Everybody. And it's like these kids don't care at all about things I did. It's like I can tell you about a lot of this stuff. I can tell you about the real world. It's like, let's talk about, the civil rights movement. Let's talk about something. I want to talk about something other than Minecraft. Other than Five Nights at Freddy. Other than, oh, well, I'm sorry that the Xbox ain't working. How about you plug it in? I don't know how. You see, these things kill me with the kids. They do. And I don't know, I'm just trying to get through to them. And I don't know how to. So, maybe if I teach them farming, maybe if I teach them skills, maybe if I teach them something worth learning that they would be happy with. It's just getting really, really bad with them. And I want to do the best that I can. I want to raise them to be better than me. Right now, I see 2 of the kids having potential. The middle child has jail potential. Doesn't know how to plug in an Xbox. Yeah. He, at the age of like 11, he laid on the floor bawling because he didn't know how to plug in the Xbox. Yeah. And the doctors said, well, he just has a slight form of autism. Or no, he's in the autism spectrum is what was said. And I'm like, I went to psychology. And they're like, yeah, so you understand. I said, no, not really. Well, how do you not understand if you went to psychology? You know what autism is. Yes, this is autism. Well, he has he's in the spectrum. He's in the range for it. And I said, so he has autism, yes? Well, no. This was the actual argument with the doctor. Well, he either has it or he doesn't. Well, no, he don't have it. I said, then he does not have it, correct? Well, no, he kind of has it. I had a very bewildered look on my face. I'm like, yes, the middle child has a lot of potential to go to jail. He's been expelled from school multiple times. for attacking teachers and other students. But, I mean, how can... I asked him. So, the kid is autistic. Well, come to find out, they don't want to label him as being autistic. Because they can't technically label him as autistic. But they want to label him as autistic to get the extra funding, basically. If that makes any sense. It's kind of dumb. He's in the spectrum, so he has Asperger's or something like that. Well, no. Okay, bub, you got me lost. How can you be autistic, but not be autistic? You know, it's like, hey, look, this is a blind guy, but he can see everything that goes on around him. Come on, bub. You're making it difficult. But yes, these are my complaints about that ordeal. I don't like the new DSM-5. I think it's pathetic at best. I think that a lot of the new stuff that they're coming out with today is pathetic at best. This new stuff just, it hurts. It really does. B. Operating position. It hurts to think about. I mean, it seems like these places just want you to come around for money. They're not there to do a good job. They're not there to help in any way. They are there to make money. And that's kind of like why I got out of school, out of college. It wasn't good for you. I'm glad that you're this smart. It was, well, you need to be our smart. What do you mean I need to be your type of smart? Well, you need to be our type of smart or you're not smart. Oh. Really? This is how I feel. If I'm not their type of smart, I am the wrong smart. And this is why I don't like colleges. I'm sorry I didn't write a book report on, you know, why this guy was named this from his family. I don't care. You know? This is my complaint for the day, too. Schools are becoming pathetic. They are brainwashing children. And the state is assisting it so the state can say, hey, as Americans, you are too stupid to be able to control yourselves. So we are taking over with a new power. because they believe that in the 1950s, 60s, and into the 70s, when children had the highest like IQs type deal as an average, it was a mistake. They didn't like the people being smarter than them. And I believe that they push things under the rug to blame other things. Example. Perfect example. Alright. They have a mass shooting or something. It's on TV. Blah 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 blah. This is the type of rifle. It was an AR-15. And this is the deadliest shooting ever. Killed 15 people. And they start calling it the deadliest shooting. You gotta think. I argued these in class. I've actually argued these cases in college classes. And for some odd reason, I won. I was told to be a doctor. I was told to be a lawyer. I was told to be all this other fun stuff, but I'm not. I want to be on YouTube. I want to have fun. I want to have followers and make people happy. You like that? But my argument was for deadliest shooting. My argument was really simple. Charles Whitley. Yes, you're right. Now go look up, I believe his name is Charles Whitley. And he was down in Austin, Texas at the university. And there was more people injured or killed than most mass shootings with an AR-15. Uh-oh. I believe it was Austin, Texas. He sat up in the tower, the bell tower, after coming back from war or whatever. He used, I think it was a 308 bolt action. You see, this is what gets me banned from things. This is why I don't have fun with other people. Because I'll pull some fact or statistic out of the blue, alright, to go up against whatever they have to say. I'll pull out some fact or statistic, and they don't like it. You know, here's a good one for you. AR-15 does not stand for an assault rifle. Actually, if you want something to be an assault rifle, if you just take the rifle and hit somebody with it, like physically hit somebody with it, then you can actually consider that an assault rifle, because it assaulted somebody. True story, bro. AR stands for Armor Light Rifles. The 15 is I believe it was the 15th version that they made. And you cannot compare an AR-15 to an M16. I mean, you can, they look alike, but that's about where it ends. As I always say, when I talk to people, if I hear a rumor about somebody or whatever, I always look at them and say, hey, I'm coming to the horse's mouth. And it kind of confuses people at first. But when they figure out what I mean by that, how I'm coming to the person that the rumor is about or whatever, for some odd reason, I gain respect for that. Hey, I heard this. Is it true? There's more than one rifle out there. Well, yes, there's thousands upon thousands of rifles. Trust me. Oh, trust me. I mean, if you really want to go back in time, we can go all the way back to the puckle gun. Yes. Tell me how far you want to go back. You see, the kids nowadays use everything as an excuse. Alright, I'm just going to throw that out there. Everything is an excuse for them nowadays. I have bipolar. I'm ADD. Oh, I'm ADHD. Me too. Alright, I'm just gonna go out there on a limb on this one. Sandy Hook. If you know this story, I watched the whole thing. For some odd reason, I was kind of in a lot of disbelief about it. Things just didn't add up to me. And you know, me and you've had these conversations, okay? We have had these conversations. When something don't add up to me, I say something, right? Right. Okay. Okay then. Alright. Sandy Hook. We'll go with that. I don't know why I wanted to put that away. That was a dumb idea. You do know that they were having this national convention on what if there was a school shooting 10 miles down the road, right? Okay, so if not before, you do now. Also, you know Sandy Hook. You know how they said that they put down all these pine trees for the kids and everything to commemorate their death or whatever it was? Yeah, Sandy Hook. Watch the videos on Sandy Hook. And please notice that the trees are already at the fire hall where all the parents are. And please notice that they walk in one door, walk out the other door, and then walk back in. Okay? Please note that the coroner said that the kids that got shot was shot with an AR-15. And he knows his guns. He knows what AR-15 gunshots are like. So he knows this. But the only AR-15 that was found on the scene was in the car. Clean. So, let's go with this. Let's go with this topic. If that happened like that, that means that the shooter shot the kids, okay, and with the AR-15, went out to the car, cleaned the AR-15, and then proceeded to go back in to the school with 2 handguns. Call it like I see it. Just saying. I wasn't there, I don't know the truth. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So, here's another one. The hunter that was outside of the school. You like this theory? The hunter that was outside of the school that was, detained for questioning. Just throwing this out there. If you paid attention to the aerial footage of it, the hunter that was outside of the school, I had to, keep this one up, was detained, put into handcuffs, and placed in the front passenger seat of the police car with his hands in front of him. I mean, I'm just, if it don't add up, it probably ain't right. But as I said, I know nothing about any of this. You see where I'm coming from now? Yeah. Yeah. Big yeah. I just call it like I see it. Pine trees already at the school. Or already at the fire hall. I mean, I don't know the truth. I was not there. I'm just saying what I seen. The things I question. Yeah, go watch the videos on it. If he was suspected of doing it, why would you put him in the front seat? It's kind of dumb. And there was a bunch of reports on the coroner making like massive mistakes. Yeah. Like I said, I watched videos on it and just things don't always add up. I look for the truth. Scientifically, this is what this says. Mathematically, this is what this says. Yeah, I mean, I don't trust schools, really. I don't trust, like, the news. I learned it as if you want honest news, watch news from another country. Because they don't care if you're liberal or Republican. They could care less. I mean, I have my views on things. I can't tell you what's right, what's wrong. I'm not going to tell people what to think. I'm just going to say, hey, this is how I see it. I mean, they also taught me in school that, in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I'm sure y'all heard of that. Well, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, okay. I can go with that. He did. He did. But Leaf landed first. And I don't know if there was more to do with that. Perfect idea. Perfect idea. Not saying I'm right. Knights Templars were first. You see, I got called crazy for thinking that today. But when I said prove me wrong, for some odd reason, nobody could speak. I thought it was kind of funny of, to say that Knights Templars hit here first. And then when I get asked what proof do I have, I said, well, one bit of proof, just one, is you can't prove me wrong. But two, Vikings traveled all over the place. Vikings traveled all the way to Asia. Vikings traveled everywhere that you could think of, basically. The Vikings were there. In the northern hemisphere, they went everywhere. And they were merchants. They were big-time merchants. So, with some of the richest people in the world, I'm sure that they could pay their way to get away from Europe, because Europe wanted them dead. What makes me think that Europe wanted them dead? I think it was like 1104, 1304, 1204, 1004, something like that. Somewhere in that 400-year range. The Pope killed off the Knights Templars on October the 13th. In a cave. So, I don't believe that they were all in there, because the Knights frequently went to Jerusalem and everything and took people over to Jerusalem, and when they took everybody over to Jerusalem, they paid them with everything that they had to start a new life in the Holy Land. So, in the process of doing that, some of the Knights Templars were not in that cave for the secret meeting of an ambush to kill them all. So they witnessed it or whatever, and they got out of there in time. And since they got out of there in time, what they did was they ran to the New World. Where in the New World they made the Kensington Runestone, because the farmer that found the Kensington Runestone it's not his fault, but that farmer was too stupid to be able to write the languages. But the Knights Templars, to be a knight, you're well educated, from one. For the time being, at that time, you're pretty well educated. You figure that they know one or two languages from all the traveling that they do. They should be able to rehearse and read new scriptures and stuff, so that would be able to make them where they can write multiple languages. And having the ability to write the multiple languages and everything down, that would also point them on the correct track to write the Kensington Runestone using the different languages, hoping that one of them would be translated, and tell their story. By the time I got done fully explaining that, everybody was laughing at me, thinking I was crazy. But when I said, hey, can any of you prove me wrong? It grew rather silent. So the question goes back to, huh. You know what I'm saying? Simple, huh. I know it's a bewildering thing to think about, but I mean, that's how I see it. Now, my thing is like I said earlier, I want to get a new side hustle and everything. If I can get my new side hustle, then that will bring me in extra money because I'm not getting paid on here. And unload bales would be Y. 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 I know. The thought's a lot to take in all at once. But I have yet to have anybody prove me wrong. Or come up with any, like, other ideas. Which there in return states, how could I be wrong? I mean, some of the weird parts is several people have tried to prove the Knights Templars have been all the way down to Mexico area. So therefore, Christopher Columbus, or shall we say Christopher Colombo, because I believe he Latinized his name after going back to Europe, saying that he founded a new country with the Indians, whatever. But therefore, he still would have never made it first. You went to a manual car wash and it took an hour and 10 minutes? Like, to fully wash your vehicle? And all I'm gonna say is, you forgot about my truck. It kinda cut me deep. Just a little bit. I know, right now I got everybody baffled on how the, like, Knights Templars and everything. Yeah, I understand, trust me. I try to explain this to people at work all the time. But I also feel alone at work most of the time because I like to have these conversations that are like, I don't know, above and beyond. I have conversations with people to make them think, like, big time. I like to crush people's minds. The WTF moments. I was working with one of my coworkers one day, and we had to go for a ride somewhere. Yes, that was a pop. It was actually relaxing to wash your car and not my truck. Kinda hurt. But I asked her when she was driving, are we moving? Or is everything else around us moving? That was one of my best questions to ever ask her. Are we moving or is everything around us moving? She goes, we're moving, duh. I said, well, if we are moving, then by me moving, I should be able, well, since we are moving, I should be able to throw Penny straight up in the air and it should come back towards me. Because we are doing approximately 60 miles an hour, therefore the penny will not drop straight back down. That's my argument. And then I grabbed a coin out of my pocket, threw it up, and it came straight down. I said, therefore, since the coin came straight back down, we are the ones that's not moving. But she's like, well, what about everything around us? And then I brought in the concept, are we really alive? Or is this just an idea that's plugged into us after we've died? Or maybe it's before we were born. Yeah. That really, like, tweaked the brain. She almost started, like, seizing out with that one. I thought it was funny. Needless to say, she did not. And then, I think something that kind of started pushing it right to the edge is when I asked her, are you okay? Well, her natural response is, yeah, I'm fine. Why? And I said, the look that you have from thinking. Ooh, another book I want to get. WTF. Yes, that's how she felt. Another book that I want to get. I forget the actual name of it, but I think it's If You Meet Buddha in the Road, Kill It. I want to get that book. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I love the title. I like to think deep into things. Hey, what's up, Lance? But yes, I think that book would be awesome to read. If You Meet Buddha in the Road, Kill It. Me and a buddy of mine had a conversation for about 3 hours on that book. Yeah. And neither one of us read it. It's a skim the outline of it type deal. And I thought it was awesome. Basically it says, anything false, stop it. In Texas, if you're going to do a crime, you must give a 24-hour notice. It's law. Also in Texas, there's a place in Texas that the railroad tracks run parallel, and both trains must come to a complete stop until the other one is therefore out of sight before advancing. Okay. In Pennsylvania, it is a law that if you are driving by a horse and buggy and you spook the horse, you have to pull your vehicle to the side of the road and camouflage it. If therefore the horse remains spooked, you must completely disassemble your vehicle. It would suck to be the cop that spooked the horse. I know. Did you know with a horse and buggy you can still get a drinking and driving ticket? In Pennsylvania. Yeah. I believe it's Oklahoma that has a law that states when you get out of jail, you are to be given a top hat, suit, a pistol with ammunition and everything, a horse to ride, and what was it, $20 in gold or something like that when you get out of jail. Well, this guy went into jail for armed robbery. He refused to leave the jail until he got his request met. And then when he was on his horse and everything, thinking he was smart, and riding it off the courthouse steps, the police ran up to him with tasers, tasered him off of the horse. Force laws to Amish. Yes, because it is considered a road vehicle and they are in control of it. But yes, they tasered him off the horse and took him to a different jail and pressed charges on him for having a weapon as a felon. But yes, you can nail the Amish peoples for drinking and driving, because it is considered a mode of transportation, and it has and you need to be in control of it at all times. Yeah. True story, bro. Yeah. Okay. Well, since you screwed up, lay back down and enjoy it. Ah, that was the little troublemaker. But yes, it's really cool with some of the laws that they have and everything. Like I said, I enjoy the weird, the kooky, and all that. It's just how I like things. If everything was normal, everything would be boring. Oh, where is it? I think Washington State. This is on their law books. You cannot take your whale for a walk on Sundays. Yes, your pet whale you are not allowed to take on a walk. I watch this dude, the fat electrician, if you've ever heard of him. Now that dude is an inspiration. He goes, he's got TikTok, he's got YouTube, all that. And oh man, the things that he says about people. I mean, some of it's a little bit mean. It is. I mean, for the weak-hearted, he can be mean. He hurts feelings, but he's honest. Oh man, he can get so funny. When he talks about like a Mark 19, and when he talks about like all this other stuff, yes, he is one of the funniest people ever. Oh, another good one. It is never a war crime the first time. Yes. And he's got his, merchandise storing, merchandise thing too. And it is so funny, half the stuff he says. Come on, just pull and go. I love how it tells how much of each one that you have individually. That is so nice. Back in... allowed to work. Oh yes, you're right, it was the law back then. Also, that's where a certain word, back in the day, it's where a certain word actually came from. And my mother wanted to yell at me for saying it once. And I looked at her and said, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, it's not in the dictionary. It don't have a meaning, so you shouldn't use it. You know, that certain F word." And I looked at Mother and said, "Actually, it's an acronym type deal, or whatever you want to call it, for a series of words." And she's like, "Yeah? And what does it mean?" And I said, "Fornication under consent of king." And they would write it on the people's doors, the peasants' doors, to make sure that they had the king's consent. Oh yeah. Another thing. Another thing that I go by is I hate writing that I speak English or telling people I speak English. I hate it. Because I don't. I mean, hee hee ha ha, but I don't speak English. And then when people say, well, there's Old English, and it's like, oh? Tell me, what do you know about Old English? and they start making this crap up like tis and thou and all that crap, and I'm like, yeah, that's not really Old English. That's like 1700s, you know, book writing. It's not Old English. And then people who try to tell me about the Bible, yeah, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. I have debates with a preacher all the time about the Bible. But yeah, I'm very opinionated as an individual. That would be a good word to say about me. Very, very opinionated individual. I like to have conversations about everything. Like, here's one. Here's a good one that I was kind of talking about before everybody else got on. You ready? Hold on to your nuggets for this one. So, if I was to plant my vegetables in, let's just say, wood chips, or put wood chips onto my vegetables, because wood chips can be very good and beneficial because it holds in moisture and stuff like that. Right? So, what if I planted my vegetables, put wood chips on top of them, you know, wood chips of like, I don't know, apple? Yeah, that's what I said, apple. So, would that change the flavor of the vegetable? Or would it keep it about the same? You know, asking for a friend. See where I'm going with that thought, though? And then, I like to have omelets. So, if I used, let's just say, what is that? Maple wood? Alright? If I use maple wood as like a cover for my plants and everything, especially my green peppers, would they come out with more of a maple flavor? You know, just asking for a friend. The legitimacy of my questions is like beyond belief. So, I mean, I understand and know a lot about gardening, and it kind of blows my parents' minds because it's like, you don't do it. And I'm like, I never had a reason. Never had a reason. I've always had a reason to play games. Always. Games, when I play them, is a de-stressor. It is. I like to play games because the stress goes away. But I mean, I was always taught to think outside the box too. I got taught KISS, you know? Yeah, kiss. And if you don't know something, ask. It's two simple things I was taught in life. You don't know it, ask it. Learn everything type deal, ask. And like I said, kiss. Which if you don't know what KISS stands for, it's keep it simple, stupid. And these are things that I learn and I do every single day. I mean, I love it. It's great. Oh. Oh, would you feel on? Oh, look how nice that looks. Now you've seen me do it by hand, right? Right. And did you notice the other thing? I don't know if anybody's really been paying attention, but I have a weight on the back. Right? Okay, making sure that I'm not crazy. See how well this works? With the weight on the back? Look at all these straw. And I got hay. It's a hay day. So since I have straw and hay, to use the weight? Yeah, I mean, that is pretty cool how that works out though. You know? And I like how it don't try to connect the cords or anything. So that makes me wonder. Yeah, that's a problem. See the lights? See the lights? You can't have the lights. Because the pigtail is like right back there, you know? The pigtail is a dangly back there. Alright, so now for the next question, okay? Hay and straw. But these say it stores everything. This says hay and straw. And I gotta... Not sure. Feels kind of awkward. That said 250,000, right? Well, that's 150 something thousand right there. And I don't even have the money to really start. Oh, this one. Because I want to get cattle. And just for 45, the start at is right there. And that's just too high for, you know. I don't have that type of money yet. Well, he's at least making this look nice. He can't do anything yet. But I did say I want some money coming in, right? I think I said some money. Why not make a little bit now? I got some money sitting there. There we go. This is going to be rather entertaining. For a simple fact is, technically, this would never happen. You know? And B. Ready? Because I am. Going a little bit fast. Try to keep it straight. There we go. Take it nice and easy on the turns. Don't unload the bales until you get up there, because I don't need any falling off it again. But let's see what I make on this trailer. Gotta be like 20 or 30,000. It's only a couple dollars, right? Just a couple. I need a shed that holds all these bales. Actually, I need to make sure that all these bales are silage. I think that'd be a good thing to do. Yeah, Good. So how much weight am I holding? 42. It's not telling me an actual weight though. So whatever 42 by 6,000 is, that's what I'm hauling. It's a lot of weight. Coming up to get sold. At a vantage point near you. Listen to that tractor just scream. Why? Why? Yep. There you go. $124,000. That's a lot of money. $124,000. That is a lot of money. You ever think what you could actually do with 124,000? $124,000 would buy me like my favorite car. has a Nismo edition. Now let's see if I can make another 100,000. Hey, if I could get up to about 300,000, that means I would only have to do another 400,000 until I get what I want. I want the really cool cowshed. What can you do? We going. Yeah, I know. Honestly, to look at things, okay? Anything gas powered anymore is a no-no. If you really think about it. Because the prices of gas is going right through the roof, so it's like he ain't affording anything gas. Oh yes. 57%. Sucks I can't harvest my field right now. Sucks that this tractor cannot pull this. Well, it shows that I'm getting the same amount. It's consecutive. Trying to wait until the rain's done to finish my harvest. I'm also trying to get a I was thinking about getting a camera too, so I can do some videos of doing the farm and everything. Oh man, this guy is like going so slow. That's slow, dude. Let's see, harvested acres, almost 80. Driving distance, almost 100 miles. Fuel usage, it's a lot. Years played, I got a total of 4. Oh, yes. Oh, yay. Oh. Used a lot of fertilizer. Huh. Oh man, it specifically has grapes and olives on here. That means I need to get some sometime. I think that could be actually kind of nice. It'd be something new. Been new and improved. Man. So slow. Let's do this just a little bit. Oh, thank you. That was getting kind of annoying. Like I said, that was getting rather annoying. Oh no, leave that open. Leave it open! I need to get inside my belly. Alright. All I'm trying to do is clean these areas up, and after I clean up these little areas, I think I could be doing a lot better. Because I'm using an actual harvester now, not one of those little rinky-dink things. So overall, it's going to look a lot better than what it was. And the more I get off these fields, the better. Ha! I can bring in some weight here. Imagine if I turn these to, like, I don't know, bread. Yeah, I can turn these to bread fields. All you do is plant wheat. Wheat, barley, sorghum, all that stuff. And it will turn these into bread fields. Because then I just get the grain mill to start producing flour. As soon as it starts producing flour, I mean, oh yeah, I can keep that running on these fields without a problem. And grain, oh, grain is just good money. I hope there's not a kid knocking on my door. Is there a kid knocking on my door? Yes, there's usually, when they knock on the door, there's like a hole for the lock. It's an old door. And I'll see a little eye sticking through that hole. Well, you know, peeping through the hole. And it's like, what? I can't sleep. I'm gonna steal some candy. That's what it comes down to. Oh, what'd you tell him? Almost made the wife faint. It was just a completely different story though. Let's just say we have a fan at the bottom of the bed. I am almost done with this field. And then I start the next. Maybe next time I'll use something bigger. How do you make somebody? Well, giving Grandma a compliment might make her faint. Just saying. Ooh. You know, one thing that I need right now is more followers. I was thinking this weekend I'm gonna do something different on here. Yeah, I was thinking about that. What can I do different? What is there that's different that I can do? It's a big question, ain't it? So I think I found out. Since now we see that I can get like a field every day on here now. I'm making decent money. I can say that. I'm doing really good overall. Hey everybody, if you haven't hit the like button or the subscribe button, you should. Come on in here and start chatting with me. It could be awesome. Could be the best, worst day of your life too. You never know. Oh yes, this is starting to come out nice. I got a lot of work to do ahead of me though. A lot. Oh, almost out of there. Couple more. Anyhow, I honestly think that it's getting about that time for me to get off of here, because I still gotta get up in the morning. I still gotta do things in the morning. So, as I say every night, good day, good evening, good night, good whatever it is when you're watching this video. Have fun. Be safe. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe. And I will see you next time. I'll talk with everybody later. Good night, everybody.